I was born in 1972, so I was a child until the 80s, and when the 80s came around, nutrition was starting to hit the phase of fat-free was all the rage, and the Cambridge diet, and there was even a grapefruit diet. One of the first times I ever was aware of my weight was when I was in 4th grade, and I came back from summer break to my gymnastics class, and my gymnastics coach at the time said, "Wow, you guys didn't move very much over the summer," and he referred to our weight, that we had gained weight. And consequently, I wrote in my diary, "I need to lose weight," and I was in 4th grade. And so I today want to talk about not so much my journey about nutrition, a little bit I would touch on that, but I'm going to talk about how much I'm loving the Mediterranean diet, which I hesitate calling it even a diet because it seems to be more of a lifestyle that really doesn't have a lot to do with food. And so if you're curious to know what I'm talking about, please stick around, because I'm going to share with you today some of the things that I'm enjoying about this Mediterranean way of eating, is the way I'd like to refer to it, is has not a whole lot to do with food and more about the lifestyle, but a little bit about food, so stick around. Let me tell you a little bit about why I'm trying out the Mediterranean diet or lifestyle, or the way of eating. I have done probably every nutrition or diet plan that there is. I could spend a lot of time listing them all out. Everything from Shakeology with Beachbody to there's one called Body for Life that I actually had a lot of success on. And right now, of course, we're in the wave of high protein and making sure that you're in a calorie deficit. And you know what? This lady is tired of all of the racket, and I just want to feel good. And so over Christmas break last month, I enjoyed myself. I ate what I wanted. I made several batches of cookies, one recipe that I haven't made for a long time, and I really enjoyed myself and I had a great time. And however, I didn't feel good because, of course, I was eating a lot of sugar, not so much processed food, some processed food, but I didn't feel good. And in my experience, when I try to go into a calorie deficit, what I try to do is these little cheat codes and these little things that make my calories low, and that includes low sugar foods, that includes sweeteners, that includes lots of little hacks of eating processed foods to keep my calories low. And consequently, what I've learned is I don't feel good there either. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to lose weight and be healthy, but I'm pumping my body full of things that aren't natural. And so over Christmas break, I set some goals with my nutrition that what I wanted to do was just eat as many whole foods as I possibly could. One of the programs that I've done in the past is Whole30, and Whole30 is a restrictive plan. It's a great plan, and I learned a lot doing it. I did it for a total of 60 days. It does restrict dairy products. And then I've learned also about myself that when I restrict food, that's when I go a little crazy and I want everything under the sun because you told me I couldn't have it. And so what I'm loving about the Mediterranean diet is the fact that there doesn't really seem to be a lot of things that are restricted except for processed foods. And so that's what I wanted to do anyway, was try not to eat any processed foods, well, highly processed foods or highly palatable foods, to kind of clean my palate and to make myself remember how good real food tastes. And so I am going to break down why I chose the Mediterranean diet, and then also tell you some unexpected things that I learned about how it works and how the Mediterranean diet can benefit your mental health as well. I'm going to let the dog out and take a sip of water. So two things. I'm recording at night, which I've never done before, and I'm also getting a little bit of a cold. And so I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little bit taxed, but I really did want to share this information with you. So why did I decide to do the Mediterranean diet? Number one, processed foods make me feel terrible. They upset my stomach, and they also make me feel like I can't, when I eat whole foods like fresh fruits and vegetables, that my palate or my taste buds aren't as vibrant. And so although some sweeteners and foods that are diet foods, I enjoy them, but the consequences of them are upset stomach, and I just don't feel my best. I've even gotten headaches from it. And so my goal was like, well, there is a whole bunch of whole foods and there's an abundance of things you can eat that don't upset your stomach. So why don't we just switch to that? So that was one of my motivators, was to kick out processed foods. And just to be clear, a processed food is pretty much anything that's been handled in the factory. So if you were to, when you have like a whole apple, that's not processed. But even if you take an apple and turn it into applesauce, even if it doesn't have sweetener in it, even if it doesn't have sugar, that is a processed food. So also the other thing that I am choosing to do the Mediterranean diet, the other reason is because I need to change my attitude about full fat foods. Avocados, hummus, beans, things that those are not bad for you. The Mediterranean diet wants you to eat a whole lot of food, a whole lot of high fat foods like olive oil. Avocados are okay, lots of beans. And the thing that I love about the Mediterranean diet is that it's all whole foods. You take your plate, you put a quarter of it is protein, a quarter of it is fat and fiber, and then the rest is veggies. So it's a whole lot of veggies and a whole lot of good fats, and then also protein. So that's easy. I've already done this with other programs a whole lot. So I feel like I'm going to be pretty successful with this. I just want to continue because I'm a kid of the 80s. You know, fat is bad. It's kind of ingrained in my mind, and too much fat. But this diet focuses on non-saturated fats. So even egg yolks, they want you to be very careful and not have too many, which is hard for me because I eat a lot of eggs. And so I've kind of just minimized the egg yolks. I still am having eggs every day because it's a great protein source, but I'm kicking out some of the yolks. And then I'm eating a ton of olive oil, olives, hummus, feta cheese, all of these things. So you guys, there's plenty of things on the internet to teach you about the Mediterranean diet. I could possibly share the doctor that I've been following online on YouTube. She's amazing and she does a great job of explaining the Mediterranean diet. And then the third reason why I wanted to change kind of my eating a little bit, instead of being in a calorie deficit and like everything having a sweetener and all of these things, is because I wanted to reset my hunger cues and to really understand again what a satiated meal feels like, and also hunger cues, and if I'm really hungry or if I'm not really hungry. And what I'm noticing, I've been doing this for 2 weeks, is I don't have a lot of cravings. I mean, a treat always sounds great, but I'm not craving things, because the less processed things I eat and the less sugar I eat, the less I crave those things, and the more of them I eat, the more I crave them. I've just learned that about myself over the years, so I have to be very careful. So hunger cues is a big deal for me. I want to be able to feel naturally hungry and to be able to listen to when I'm full. And that is going to launch me into the part that was completely and totally unexpected that I am learning about the Mediterranean diet, is that in the countries that surround the Mediterranean Sea, when they wake up in the morning and they decide how they are going to nourish their bodies, the last thing they are thinking about is calories, what that foods they're not allowed to have or have. They just consider it food. And when I heard that, I honestly was set a little bit free, because for a large portion of my life, I have counted calories or restricted food or had good foods or bad foods floating through my mind. And I'm sorry, but on the Mediterranean diet, there is like an abundance of food that you can eat that is whole foods, that is going to make you feel like $1,000,000. I haven't eaten this many fruits and vegetables in a long, long time, and it's feeling very intuitive. It's feeling really great. So I wanted to let you guys know too that a second thing that I've learned about the Mediterranean diet is that when people they eat this way, surrounding the Mediterranean Sea, when they eat, it is all about the socialization. It's all about who do I get to eat with today, not what do I get to eat and how many calories does it have. They just think about food and who I get to eat with. It's more of a slow experience, and I've tried to slow down my meals. That's another thing that they want you to do, is just slow down your meals, enjoy every bite, and that will have a secondary benefit because you'll feel full. You'll have a more natural way of feeling that you're full. And there's been a couple meals through over the last couple weeks where I still have food on my plate and I don't finish it because I feel satiated and full. So this is just going to be a super quick video. I'm trying to prove to myself that just because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather and had to video this at night, I'm using one of my photography lights, that I can still do it. I can still put a video up and make things happen. Stick with the plan, not your mood. That's one of my mottos. Stick with your plan, not your mood. So I hope you enjoy this video. I will have more about this as I progress. Do your research on the Mediterranean diet. It is so far been really enjoyable to me. I still get to eat my sourdough bread and oatmeal if I want, and there's plenty of fat and plenty of really good protein, and to me, all the fruits and vegetables that I want. So I appreciate the listen, and I hope you guys had a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.